I want to talk about bug out bags. That's a term that gets thrown around a lot in our day and age, especially with the economy the way it is and things worldwide the way they are. That's a subject for another video. But your bug out bag is something that obviously you need to have with you, otherwise it's of no use to you. Almost as importantly, you need to use it semi-regularly, at least a few times a year, or at least pull it out and service it. Check your stuff, make sure the spare batteries haven't gone bad, make sure the food or whatever it is you plan to use is still in good condition. Your tools are still working, everything is good. Your batteries haven't corroded inside of your emergency flashlight. So say you're driving your truck out in the woods, traffic jam, whatever. I'm just making up a scenario, and you've got to go off road, and all of a sudden you get stuck. I can tell you all about getting stuck. You should watch my video about how to get your truck unstuck. It's a doozy. So, all right. So my phone decided to stop recording, so I've got to pick up where it stopped. So we've gotten the truck stuck. I'm stuck now. Stuck. I'm not actually stuck, but I'm simulating I'm stuck, or my truck has died. My electronics have been fried for some reason. I'll let you put the pieces together. Anyways, my truck is immobile, and I cannot make it mobile anymore. So I've got to go on foot. Thankfully, I've got my bug out bag with me. Here it is. It's this one. Right there. This is an auxiliary bag with more of the same in it and a few extra goodies. This video is not about what I've got in the bags per se, because that's going to be a little longer video, but I am going to make that video. Really quickly though, my bug out bag weighs probably 40 pounds. I need to obviously adjust how that's being carried. There we go, it's a little better. Quiet it up a little bit. But everything in this bag I use. I know how to use. I service it. Our guys at our church, we go on camping trips periodically, and that's where I test my bug out bag, and I put myself in difficult situations intentionally, because one, it's a controlled environment. If I get hurt, we can call for help, and I can get help. If we're camping way out in the woods, and you're supposed to boat out to it, but I can get there on land. One time I went to the state park and I found a whole bunch of off-road trails, and I snaked my way back in there and got within about 1.5 miles of where the guys were supposed to be, according to GPS, and I parked my truck, saved my GPS locations in my truck, and started hiking towards them. I had my phone with me. I could have pulled out Google Maps, but instead I used my compass and tried to triangulate, and I ended up making it there. And it was dark, it was raining, and I even practiced tactics a little bit. I snuck up on them. I got within about 20 feet of them before I stepped out from behind a tree. I broke a twig or something, and they looked and they were like, "What was that over there?" And I probably could have stood still behind the tree and they wouldn't have seen me, but by that point I was tired and frustrated, because I had to wiggle back and forth around a bunch of coves, or whatever you call them, in the lake, little fingers that I couldn't see, and it was dark. I had my headlamp, but I didn't want to turn it on too bright because I didn't want to be seen. So yeah, just put yourself in difficult situations on purpose to try it out, to try your bug out bag, to use your gear. If you got something in your bug out bag that you have never used, you probably don't need that in your bug out bag. something to consider. My bag has a whole bunch of molly on it everywhere. One of the most important tools I have is a whole bunch of paracord, because believe it or not, you need paracord to do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you can make your own cord out of vines and other crap, but who has time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. You know, I've got several edged devices. I've got my Lansky sharpener, which is a very, very good tool. Why do I have multiple knives? Well, I've got multiple knives for different purposes. I've also, sometimes, you know, I'm out there with somebody who's not prepared. They don't have a knife. They don't have anything except, you know, their freaking flip-flops and basketball shorts, you know. Pathetic, you know. But they're with me, and they're my battle buddy, and they're very useful to me. Not that I want to use them, but they're very useful to our group because they're another set of eyes. They're another pack mule. They're another whatever they need to be. As long as they're willing to contribute, they can stay. But anyways, have a bug out bag with you. Use your bug out bag periodically. Know your gear. Don't buy something. I highly recommend this. Don't buy something and just throw it in your bag. Test it out. Even if it's in your backyard, or if you don't have a backyard, go to the park and go somewhere. You know, you got a fire starter? Start a little fire. Not in your house. I got to preface that. Some guys are really special. You know, go start a fire with your fire starter in a controlled environment. You know, learn how to use it. Because when the excrement hits the oscillating bladed device, you don't want that to be the first time that you try something, because you're going to already be stressed out. You're going to be probably worried about your family. You know, where are they? You know, I'm 30 miles from home and I'm broke down, you know, or I'm stranded. You know, you're probably going to be stressed out due to the situation. People might be trying to take advantage of you. You know, you want to, being able to use your gear and knowing how to use your gear needs to already be in here. You know, remember John Steinbeck's quote, "The ultimate weapon is the mind. All else is supplemental." So your gear, your gun, your knife, your flashlight, your baton, your mace, your whatever, your sap, your brass knuckles, your switchblade, whatever you think you're going to use to defend yourself. Remember, you need to know how to use it, and you need to have your weapon ready to use it. Stay safe, guys.